Imagine walking into a job where the person before you was not just successful, but a national obsession. Posters everywhere, magazine covers, a cultural icon. Now imagine the whole country watching, waiting to see if you fail. That was the moment Cheryl Ladd stepped into when she joined Charlie's Angels. The show had just lost its biggest star, Farrah Fawcett, and many viewers believed no one could replace her. Yet a young woman from a quiet town in South Dakota suddenly found herself standing in the center of one of television's biggest storms. The real question wasn't whether she could act. It was whether she could survive the comparison. Long before the fame, Cheryl's life was far from Hollywood glamour. She was born Cheryl Jean Stoppelmoor on July 12, 1951 in Huron, South Dakota, a small town where dreams of television seemed almost imaginary. Her father worked as a railroad engineer, her mother as a waitress. It was a hard-working household where stability mattered more than ambition. But Cheryl discovered something early that made her stand out: music. Singing in school events and local gatherings gave her a feeling she rarely found anywhere else: the sense that people were actually listening. After high school, she joined a touring band called The Music Shop, performing across the Midwest. The venues were tiny, the pay unpredictable, and the future uncertain. But those nights taught her resilience. Equipment failed. Crowds ignored the stage. Still, she kept singing. That persistence would later become her greatest strength. When she moved to Los Angeles in the early 1970s, reality hit hard. Like thousands of hopeful performers, she faced endless auditions and almost no recognition. Her first steady work didn't even show her face. Under the name Cheryl Moore, she recorded songs and voice parts, including the singing voice for Melody in the animated series Josie and the Pussycats. Millions heard her voice, but no one knew who she was. Small acting roles slowly followed. Appearances in shows like The Partridge Family, Happy Days, and The Rookies. Each job lasted only a moment before she returned to waiting for the phone to ring again. But those small steps quietly prepared her for something much bigger. Then came 1977. When Farrah Fawcett left Charlie's Angels after the first season, the producers faced a crisis. The show's success seemed tied to her image. Cheryl Ladd was cast as Chris Monroe, unwritten as the younger sister of Fawcett's character. From the moment she appeared on screen, the comparisons began. Newspapers called her the replacement. Critics questioned whether the series could survive. But Cheryl made a smart choice. She didn't try to imitate Farrah. Instead, she created a softer, more relatable character. Viewers slowly accepted Chris Monroe not as a substitute, but as her own presence within the team. Ratings stayed strong, and suddenly, Cheryl Ladd became a national celebrity. Success expanded quickly. She released 3 music albums, placed a song in the Billboard Hot 100 Top 40, and even sang the national anthem at Super Bowl 14. In 1979, she co-hosted the Emmy Awards with Henry Winkler. For someone who once worked anonymously behind recording booths, it was an astonishing transformation. Yet fame brought its own challenges. After Charlie's Angels ended in 1981, Hollywood struggled to see her beyond that role. Scripts often offered the same image: the warm, reliable blonde, rather than complex leading characters. Still, she kept working steadily through television films, series like One West Waikiki from 1994 to 1996, and later appearances in shows such as NCIS and Las Vegas from 2003 to 2008. What kept Cheryl Ladd going wasn't constant fame. It was endurance. Careers in Hollywood rarely move in straight lines. They rise, pause, reshape themselves. Cheryl learned how to adapt, shifting from superstar to respected veteran, from leading lady to the emotional center of stories. Today, in her 70s, she still appears occasionally on television and at events celebrating the legacy of Charlie's Angels. Younger viewers watching reruns don't see the controversy of 1977. They simply see 3 angels standing side by side. And maybe that's the quiet truth about her career. Sometimes the hardest role in Hollywood isn't being the star who arrives first. It's being the one who steps into the empty space and proves it was never empty again.